Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Liz. Hi, Del. Already in waiting. It's 7 o'clock. Hey, Cheryl. Hello up the hill. Did you get snow this morning? Came fairly low down the mountain. I thought of you. Hi, Julie. Hello, hello. Yeah, snow again last night. Lovely dusting of snow, but the sun was out today. Hi, Janine. Hi, Gail. Oh, sunny Cornwall too. We had sun here today too. Hi, Susan. Catherine, hello. Hello, hello. I'm just looking, and I think I had these clothes on last week. They have been washed. It seems to be Thursdays. Hi, Naomi. Hello. Denise, Marlene, Karen, hello. Wait for a few more to come on. Marilyn, hello. Oh, thanks, Marilyn. I've got the ones I've got to show you. I should have had them all finished, but this game is really getting me on my phone. I have to put it down. It's like an addiction. It's like just one more go, one more try. I'm up to level 120, I think. Just a lot of rain. Okay, yeah, apparently we had a lot overnight too. I didn't hear much of it. I didn't hear the earthquake, feel the earthquake either. Did you feel the earthquake? Tess felt it in North Hobart. Andrea, hi. Jeanette, Fiona, hello. Carmel, are you new, Carmel? Carmel Grimes. I'm not sure if you've been before. Welcome if you are. Yes, if you hadn't heard, we had an earthquake in Tasmania today. Sort of up Lake Pedder, Queenstown, down the south, or not up, southeast, southwest corner. But yeah, people did feel it in Hobart. The game, Denise, I do my daily Wordle and my daily Sudoku to keep the brain going. And this is one of those ads that pop up, and somehow I hit install instead of the crossed out of it. It's called Color Block. It's a bit like Block Doku or Tetris sort of, but it's like Lego blocks. Anyway, so that's the one that's taking all my time up. I have to be very strong and stop doing it. Hi, Fiona. Who else have I missed? Maggie, missed you and Vicky. Hello. They are Fiona. I never did what was the one Candy Crush that everyone, one of the early ones. I never touched that one. Hi, Christine. It really moves for me these days. Oh, Julie. We'll do something on the cruise for you. Hi, Joe. Hi, Leanne. Now, hi, Karen. Now, I met the lovely Sandra from Travel Right, the owner of the travel company that's organising the cruise today. Her and her husband were in town. And the same ship is going to be in town in January, and they're going to see if Joe and I can get a visit on the ship to check it out and see where all the good stitching spots are, where we're going to be stitching. Hi, Karen. But I think I did tell you all last week, we've easily met the minimum. They're very happy with the bookings. So we're a goer on the cruise, which is nice. Hi, Karen, Marion, Joe's here. Hi, and Sharon. If you go to Waffle and then there are other word games in there. Oh, no, I can't. I can't go to any more. I can't go anymore. Hi, Sol. Hi, Linda. Yeah. No, it's dangerous. Okay, so it's pretty chilly tonight. Shed Guys in Geelong. Go Cats. What a good game last weekend. So I dropped him at the airport early yesterday. He's there for the week. So I had to do my own dinner, my own bins, my own everything. Yes, you've still got a year, Chris, to buy the lotto tickets. Surely by then. Ros and hi. Mark, hello. But I'm here. I'm here on time. I've had dinner. I've cleaned up. I've got my gin. Dinner was a frozen meal left over from last week, but that's okay. I've had it. So our gin tonight, because it's a bit chilly. McHenry Barrel Aged Gin. It's a Lera style gin aged in rare 200-litre Russell's Reserve bourbon barrels. McHenry Distillery is down at Port Arthur. If you've been to Port Arthur, you might have seen it. Well, it's all right, Matilda. Matilda's saying no more games. That's all right. I get the results from Tracy like at some ungodly hour. She does them in the middle of the night. So it's just, yeah. Anyway. Hi, Jane. So this is the barrel-aged gin. I've just got half a lime in there because I had it in the fridge, but it probably doesn't need it because it is aged and it's quite rich and slowy sort of because it's got that bourbon touch on it, so it probably doesn't really need lime. You probably didn't need the lime, but it's very smooth. It's very nice. Actually, I have to get my passport sorted too, Lorraine, because it's expired. I was saying to Sandra today, I need a passport if I want to go and look at this ship in January. And it expired in June, and I thought I won't renew it straight away because I'm not going overseas till halfway through next year. So why waste a year of it? But I must get it sorted. So, Lorraine, are you booked on the cruise? So I know that there's 21 people booked, and I only know about a dozen of who those people are. So there might be some new people that we don't know. Liz, hello. I think you might be new. Hi, Gail. Portugal Rosé. Sounds very interesting. Kerry Lee, hello. Beck, hello. Hillary, hello. So that's nice. Cheers to all. That'll warm me up. Sharon, hello. Now, those that are signed up for the Devonshire Dreams, I think our backing fabric finally came in, our citri fabric. So I think they've all gone out this week. If not, they're out very soon. That's on the way. Still can sign up at any time. That's a rolling sign up. That was the red and white quilt that I had behind me for a while. Hi, Anita. So sorry for that little delay. And what else is delayed at the moment? Oh, yes, we are out of applique paper. Not packs, but the big sheets that we custom cut everything from. So there's been a little bit delay on a few sheets. That's due in, hopefully, I thought this week, maybe next week. They're air freighting some in for us. Is there going to be a limit in how many stitches on board? Sharon, I don't think so necessarily, but they only hold an amount of cabins for a particular time frame before they release them to the general public. So I'm going to say no, there's not really a limit. They aim for around 40, 45. Certainly there's no urgency to book yet, but the urgency was just to get the confirmation, like the minimum numbers and the confirmation. So, and that's done. So now they can go ahead and plan. So don't stress too much if you're still thinking about it. You've got time. I guess just the cabin options, and that reduces as it gets closer, the cabin that you can choose. But she said today, like, it's a big ship, there's lots of cabins. So, if you wanted a particular cabin, there's a lot of them, and this far out, you'd be okay. Not to stress. Tanya, hello. Jane, Baileys. I love a good Baileys. Oh, I could have a Baileys tonight. Yes, public holiday for the grand final in Melbourne tomorrow. Not here. John asked for a roast chicken tonight, so I'm cooking roast chicken, and he rings to say, what's for dinner? Whoops, never mind. Like, you didn't just buy roast chicken from the supermarket. That'd be an easy go-to. Although home cooked is much better. Caroline, hello. Cruise details. I put them in the last couple of weeks, but you can just go to the Travel Right website. So if you go to travelright.com.au, that's travel, RITE, one word, travelright.com.au, and it's on there. Or you just search hand stitching at sea with Helen Stubbings, and I reckon it will come up. And if you go back to the last few lives on Facebook, I did put the link in the comments and all of those. If it's in my links tonight, if she's uploaded, I'll put it in again. I reckon you'd still get in, Sharon. Yeah, I think you would. Hi, Jenny. Hi, Ellie. On YouTube. Good. Rhonda, hello. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's the way to go, Fiona. It's much easier. I just cut up one, but that was for Bentley for dinner. That's his favourite go-to meal because he's a bit picky. He's a bit fussy, old Bentley, now that he's a cranky old man. All right, so what have I got to show you? What will we start with? Hi, Wanda. All right, let's start with new hubby. Okay. So this is a new Sewline product. Hi, Helen. We know we all like our, I'll just put my phone on again so I can see if I freeze. We all like our Sewline glue pen and the pencil and the Trio and all the other ones we use. But this is a new product. I did used to have something similar, but this is apparently new. So it is a combi, Sewline combi for cotton and cotton blends. It's a unique ink and erasing system, patent pending. Mark and erase without worry. I should have watched the. They usually have a video just in case there was anything I needed to show you. The Sewline ink gives clear, sharp marking on fabrics, and the Sewline eraser fluid will remove the ink with a simple stroke without damaging the fabric. The special polyther point has a medium point and fine point to provide no bleed marks on cotton and cotton blends. Large ink reservoir provides a smooth laydown of ink and a longer marking life. To clean, remove ink lines by lightly guiding the bold point of the eraser pen along the line. Do not press down hard. Important note, test on a fabric sample before marking up your project. Certain fabrics may be treated with sizing or chemicals which may inhibit clean removal. For extended storage time, washing with water is recommended. Eraser fluid is non-toxic, but keep out of reach of children. Do not place in mouth. Okay, so as with any marking pen, I still like to completely wash out the chemicals afterwards. Hi, Mary. Yeah, Bentley's there chewing up his bed. Did you just hear him? Hi, Sue. All right, so let's try it out because I haven't tried it yet. So this one is the marking pen, I think, because it's got two ends. So it has... Oh, okay, so that's a fat end. Like a texter, basically. And this is the finer point. Okay, yep, so that just glides on nicely. It's nice and fine. It's a grey colour. Okay, so it'd be like lead pencil. And then this is our eraser. And, oh, like magic. But I can see a slight line there still. Can you see that? Maybe it's just wet. Maybe it has to dry. Let's look at the end. So can you see this? It's sort of like a watermark. So let's see if it dries and if that goes at the end. Anyway, we just got a few to try, and they are $15 for the pair. I think that's drying. I think it's like a wet mark from where the chemical's wet and dries it out. Yeah, I can barely see it now. All right, so that might be interesting. That might be useful. Double-ended tip markers. I'll put the link in a minute. We've just got a dozen or so to try them out, but I'm sure we'll hear a lot more about them because Sewline's very good at marketing and spreading their products and the use of it around. And I will go to their website and listen to their video just in case there's any other hints or tips or things that I should know about the product, which you can all do at any time too. Just go to sewline.com.au and there's like an instructional videos page there that has lots of videos like on how to replace your lead in your mechanical pencil and how to replace your glue pen refill. How to use the needle threader. That one's a bit tricky. The needle threader that looks like a little lipstick. They've got videos on how to use that and that sort of thing. All right. I've got some new fabrics to show you. A few new fabrics came in. This is my favourite. I'm going to show you my favourite first. Look at this. Isn't that just so funky? It's like a real retro vintage floral. I think that's so cool. Do we stock the iron-off ones? We have some no-name iron-off ones. We don't have any of the, what are they called? I've gone a blank on what they're called. We don't have any at the moment. I must get some more of those in. Hi, Maureen. Hi, Vienna. Isn't that cool? That is so pretty. It is. Who's it from? It's a Japanese one. Unno. That's all it tells me. Oh no, it doesn't tell me anything about what it's called. Let's see if there's a selvage. But it is Japanese. Here we are. So, Unno, designed and printed in Japan. So, Unno, UNNO, designed and printed in Japan. So it's got little butterflies on the selvage. But it's very, I love it. I think it is so funky and so happy. So if you need a 70s outfit, 60s or 70s, friction pens. Thank you, Donna. Thank you. Yep, friction pens. I don't think we have any in stock at the moment, do we, Donna? I must get some more of those. Actually, Joe, they could have been on the order yesterday. I didn't think of those. But we do have some no-name ones, which is the ones that I use here quite often. Remember this one? And I haven't had any trouble with them yet. So we do have those ones, whoever it was that asked about that. Kylie, I think. Yeah. Hi, Judith. Yeah, I think that is so cute. It's got a few little butterflies on it. Otherwise, it's just very cute flowers. And just the colours. They're very happy. Very happy. I like that one. And then Joe's new favourite one, and Donna and Lauren, of course, is a new Schnauzer print. So little Schnauzers playing, the blue background. So you dog lovers or Schnauzer lovers, which all my staff are. I think it is just coincidence that they all have Schnauzers, but apart from Sandra, who recently lost her little puppy of many years. She had a Bentley dog. Air erasable. Yes, the air erasable one's good because it's nice and fine. So there's the new Schnauzer fabric. I'll put those links in a minute. They're already on the website, I think. And then we did get, because cruise ship season starts soon, and there's over 100 cruise ships coming into Hobart this season. And we don't get a huge amount from the cruise ships unless there happen to be a quilter. We do have 2 bus groups coming in the next month or so. But we do quite often get asked for Indigenous fabrics, and we don't have any at the moment. And another store in town used to have quite a few of these, but they're not stocking it anymore. So stocking many fabrics anymore. So it was time to get some new Indigenous fabrics. And these are all made by an Australian company, or they might be New Zealand or Australian company, but they're all M&S Textiles. They're all by Aboriginal artists, so they're their own designs, and they get paid for it. So these are. So I just chose a few that I thought, in my mind, looked the most typically Australian colours or traditional Indigenous prints, but that would also go together. So I should have opened them, sorry. So there's this one here, which is called Meteors Red by Heather Kennedy. And then this one is Kangaroo Path Yellow, designed by Roseanne Morton. But I thought the yellow picked out the yellow in that, so that would make a lovely combination. What breed is Bentley? He's a Maltese Shih Tzu with a bit of Bichon in him, so he doesn't shed. And no allergy issues. And then, okay, a couple more. This one is called Wild Seed and Waterhole. Wild Seed and Waterhole. So I thought that was quite nice. And it picks out the browns in that. But this one comes with, it's by Tanya Price. Wild Seeds and Waterholes, an excellent design of Tanya's motherland, Utopia. Many famous Indigenous artists come from Utopia. Modern Aboriginal art started its journey with Jeffrey Brannon, a school teacher who was posted in Utopia to teach artworks to Aboriginal children. Tanny depicts Australia's wildflowers and wild seeds skillfully, which were blown by wind. People around the area collect the seeds and wash them to get rid of sand and stones. They dry and powder the seeds after washing them. Women sit around the waterhole while they chat and make a tasty bread with the powder and eat it. There you go. It's interesting. We must keep that with it. They are, Melissa. You get nice ones and maybe not quite so cohesive ones. Well, that's my opinion only, obviously. So anyway, I just chose a few because a lot of them were out of print and not being reprinted, so I had to re-choose just a small selection. This one is called Caming Ground 2. Caming Ground. I'm not quite sure what Caming Ground is, but I thought that sort of will all work together. That would work with that as well. Would work with that. That one maybe is a bit of an odd one out, but yeah. So we've got those ones. Each one does tell a story, yes. Very late has had a phone call. That's okay, Debbie. You'll have to watch on catch up. We haven't done too much yet. Hi, Leanne. Yeah, so I thought they were a nice selection, just to have a small selection. We don't have a lot of room to have much, but anyway, they are available if you're making for something that you want to be Australian. But yeah, a lot of visitors from overseas ask what Australian prints we have. So now we can show them. Now, what else can I show you? Okay, Donna, I showed you the Pocket Full of Joy fabrics, the Christmas range from Natalie Bird a few weeks ago. So Donna has made a couple of new samples for me. This is one. This is Gran's Christmas Pud. And this actually has my grandmother always made the Christmas pudding every year. We haven't had one since she passed. But I do have the recipe, and you get the recipe in the pattern. I think you might have missed that one, Donna. Glued down. So that came out really nicely. So my original version of this was done in Lynette Anderson Christmas fabrics way back in 2011. So how much are the Indigenous prints? They're all just the standard $30 a metre, Catherine. Yeah. So this is a very new made version using, the collection Pocket Full of Joy, which makes it just a little bit fresher. So that will be released in the next few weeks. We're just waiting on, I don't know what we're waiting on. Oh, we're waiting for Shed Guy to come back to cut the paper templates. All right. Now, remember last week I showed you my idea of how I was going to turn my circles, and I went ahead and finished it. I did make a video, but I haven't uploaded it yet, so I'll show you that. But now that I'm looking at it, it just looks like maybe I just twisted it a little bit. It's not quite straight. It should have been just a bit straighter. Anyway, this elephant's going to be walking downhill. So that's the first one that I did. It worked. I think it worked. So just like I said last week, I made my little scallops individually, and I glued them raw edge around the edge and stitched with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. And it's maybe, I might just have had to press it out a bit more. I was trying to video as I was pressing it. There's a couple of straight bits, like it's like a straight stitched circle if the stitches are too small. So I probably just needed to pull it out as I pressed it. But it's pretty good. I mean, I think on the screen, it looks pretty much a perfect circle, doesn't it? Yeah, I think it worked. And then in my pattern, I've actually got corners to applique on here. And I'm not sure if I'm going to applique that in the pink linen or in one of the colours, because this is the other one that I'm using for the scallops. And then I've got the pink gingham check background to have it alternating. But anyway, it worked. My idea worked. In my head it was going to work, and it did work. So I will go ahead and do the others. So I'll show you. I have been sharing them, but I've done my turtle and my llama. And this was the last one I finished. My butterfly. and my little penguin. So I didn't go on and do the other animals yet. I know I was on a roll last week, but I had other things to do this week. So I'm still going to make the quilt just with the 9 blocks. If I go on and do others, then I will. But I think I'll put them up as PDF downloads individually as well if you just wanted to make one of them and make it into something else. And my green threads arrived. So I'm yet to decide. Oh, I just chose off the screen and they're still really bright. Okay, I might have to use this one. So now the Sue Spargo version of the Eleganza are coming on these reels. So we don't stop them like this. Now we're going to have to. But I reckon that's my colour there, my green. So I've left a few gaps to do the green. Yeah, perfect. I will go back and finish my greens. I haven't left. There won't be much because I haven't left many gaps. A game to preoccupy your time. Oh, no, it's the phone game that's taking my time. Yeah, I think that'll be my green. So I will go on with those this week, and who knows, maybe I'll have them all stitched by next week. All right, what else have I got? Right, so I was just going to demo tonight because I needed to do a new video on this, and I thought, why not kill two birds with one stone? So I think I've done it before, but I'm just going to demo the French knot and the colonial knot. So I'm going to come nice and close. I think I'll go there. You can zoom in on your device if you want it a bit closer. Okay, so I've got my fabric and I've got my stabilizer fused to the back. Couldn't do that much in a week. I could have easily finished one a night if I hadn't been playing this other stupid game. Okay, so my fabric is in my hoop with my stabilizer on the back. And for knotted stitches, I really find that I can't do them without a hoop. It's just too hard because I use 2 hands. I've got my needle threaded just with a bit of Pearl 16 thread, but you can use any thread. And for a French knot, you just pull it through, take the needle, wrap it once around the needle, put the needle next to the hole that you came out of, just really close to it, but not in the same hole, or else you'll pop it through to the back, but very close to it. And then you pull that knot, that wrap down onto the fabric, and then pick up your hoop and pull it through to the back. Now, if you don't pull it onto the fabric first, like if you just go like that and then pull it through, you're going to end up with a big loop like that. So the important part of the step is that you do the wrap around the needle into the fabric, close to but not the same hole, pull it firmly onto the fabric, and I just hold it there with my thumb as I lift it up and pull the needle through so it stays firm, so you get a nice tiny knot. Now we'll come closer and I'll do the next one. Do another one. It just goes a bit blurry that close. So once again, needle in your right hand, thread in the left, wrap it around the needle next to the hole you came out of, but not the same one. Pull it tight onto the fabric and then pull it through. Now, a true knot only has one wrap. If you want a bigger knot, then you use a thicker thread and a bigger needle. However, we're all guilty of wanting just a bit bigger knot, so we do 2 or 3 wraps. With a French knot, doing several wraps like that, you get a little bit of a tower. And if you're doing lots of them in perfectly spaced lines, they sort of can fall over one way or the other. But you can get away. You can see that knot is a bit bigger. So that was with 3 wraps. But again, the secret is to pull it tight onto the fabric so it's all nice and even. The wraps around the thread are nice and even, and then you pull it through like that. So that's a French knot. And French knots can also be used, are quite often used to fill a space with knots, like to really pack them tightly and fill a space. If we're doing something like candle wicking, which is a design that has evenly spaced knots that then make the outline of a drawing, for example. Candle wicking is usually done with white on white, and they're evenly spaced knots. As I said, the French knots can tip one side or the other, and then they're not perfectly lined up. So the nicer knot, but a bit trickier to do, is a colonial knot. Now for a colonial knot, it's a little bit trickier until you get it. So I have a little saying like this. So you hold the needle and you kiss your thumbnails, okay? So your thumbnails are touching and the needle, the point of the needle is pointing up to 12 o'clock. You take the needle over the thread, and then the tricky bit is you've got to pick up that thread and turn it so it's pointing to 9 o'clock. Do that again. Go over, pick it up, and turn it so it's pointing to 9 o'clock. And then take the thread over the needle. We're just going to do one wrap for now. Put the needle back into the fabric next to the hole you came out. Again, very important. Pull the wraps onto the fabric and then through to the back. And not only do you get a slightly bigger knot than the French knot, but it's like a little donut. So it's like a little circle with a hole in the middle, and it's locked exactly where you want it. So I'm going to show you that again. Needle to 12 o'clock, thumbnails kissing, so they're touching there. Keep it straight as you go over the needle, pick up the thread, turn to 9 o'clock. 1 or 2 or 3 wraps. Needle into the fabric, pull down onto the fabric, make sure there's no loops, and then pull through to the back. Now I'll go in closer and do that again. Okay, so I drop the hoop, so I've got 2 hands completely free and able to do it. Also, don't think you have to work really close to your work like this. You can come right up here until you pull it down onto the fabric so that you've got plenty of space to work with. Also, don't have your thread too short and try and, squeeze that last one out of a short bit of thread, because it gets really awkward when you're trying to skimp that last bit of thread. So give yourself lots of room to work. I've come back about 2 inches off the fabric there. So needle pointing to 12 o'clock, thumbnails touching, over the thread, pick it up, turn it to 9 o'clock, 1, 2 or 3 wraps, needle into the fabric, right next to the hole you came out, but not the same hole, thread down onto the fabric, most important part, and pull it through, and you've got your colonial knot. Okay, one more thing I'm going to show you, and I think I've showed you this before, is the pistol stitch, which is like a straight stitch with a knot on the end. I'm going to go back out to half again. I'll turn around this way. So it's called a pistol stitch, and it's not a bang bang pistol, OL. It's a pistil like you get in the middle of a flower, a pistil and a stamen, okay? So Pistil. And it's used a lot in like floral embroidery and that, to do pistils in the middle of a flower, basically. But it's a pretty cool stitch, and you can use it quite a lot. So if it's a French knot pistol stitch, again, do a wrap around the needle, or 2 or 3, and then instead of going down next to the hole you came out, you go down at the end of what would be your straight stitch. Pull it tight onto the fabric, and you need to keep it really firm on the fabric here so that that straight stitch is firm, and then pull it through to the back, and you've got a straight stitch with a knot on the end of it. But it is a French knot in this case, so again, it's tipping to one side. So I'm going to go out there, pull it onto the fabric, and then through to the back. I'll zoom in a bit closer and do that again. So I'm going to do a wrap or 2, take it down away from where I came up, so the distance I want my straight stitch. So you can do as long as you like, but depending on what you're going to put it on, remember you've got a big loose stitch there that could get snagged. So if it's too long, I'll go back to a back stitch first and pull it through to the back. Now you can do exactly the same thing with colonial knot. So we do our colonial knot and we go down at the end of the straight stitch. And you've got a similar thing, but I find again that it sits more in the center. Thread's getting a bit short now. So out there, pull it onto the fabric firmly and then down to the back. And it sits a little bit more into the center. Okay, I'll show you that once more with my hands. Out there, onto the fabric, through to the back. And that's a pistol stitch. I'll just come up a bit closer there so you can see those. Okay, so that was a French knot with 1 wrap, 3 wraps, and then we went to a colonial knot, which is a little bit bigger there, and then with colonial knot with 3 wraps. And then these ones are pistol stitch with the French knot, and then the colonial knots with different amounts of wraps. Okay, so that was my little demo for tonight, and I'm going to cut that video apart and I'll have a video of my knot stitches because I found a very old one and it was very blurry and very old. I probably really need to do a lot of them again. That's right, never too late, Catherine, never too late, and really quite simple when you break it down into simple steps, step by step, which is the colonial knot is tricky. Some people can't take a while to get it, but if you just think of that little saying, 12 o'clock, thumbs kissing, turn to 9, it is just like a figure 8 knot, but to try and explain it like that and to try and put it in a diagram, it's a bit tricky, but just think of it like that, break it down into the individual steps and think of it like that and you'll be good. Okay, hi Sandy, welcome. We're almost through, but you can watch the rest on catch up. So other than that, I did promise you some Tilda scrap bags tonight, and this really hurts me to give these away, but I know you're all ready and waiting. Yeah, I very rarely use a French knot, Melissa, unless I'm stacking them to fill a space, then I'll use a French knot, but I just always use a colonial. I find it just as easy now that you know what you're doing. All right, so Lauren's got these all together for me. Now, I think we're only so Joe, I'm not remembering. What are we taking? We're taking 20% off the prices that you put on there. Is that right? If you're there. This one though, so she's done a couple of bundles. So this is 6.5 inches by 6 inches of fabric. It's got everything from creating memories. It's got some vintage one. Oh, I haven't got the camera on. That would help, wouldn't it? So we've got some vintage, we've got some current, that's a bit of wallflower there, and that's a bit of creating memories. And I'm not going to remember all these ones, but there's some really quite old ones, but they're just all blues in there. So there'll be some that you'll never get again and some that are new. So those ones are just the normal price. That's 34, that's number 18. 25% off, Joe said. Okay, so they're 25% off, whatever the price is. Hi, Karen, just in time for the Tilda packs. Sandy Proctor's got 18. Quick off the mark there, Sandy. Okay, this one is pinks. So 6.5 by width, and again, they're from several collections, just all pinks. Most of them are vintage, out of print, out of stock. That is 17. Number 17 for the pinks. Lots of vintage ones in there. Oh, I think my still on. Okay. Sandy Proctor 17. Okay, Sandy Proctor's got a good internet connection. Did everyone get a speed boost a couple of weeks ago when the NBN gave you extra speed for no extra? I supposedly did. I think it's only if you've got fibre to the home. This one is a Tilda mix. So it is 16. And it's all greens. Oh, that's some of my favourite in there. I've given it away. I don't remember all the collection names. I've got too much in my head to remember them all. But that one's greens, and that's 16. And Diane O'Black got 16. Right. And I'll make sure I'm out of order now. All right, so now we're to the scrap bags. So they were all 6-inch strips, but now we're to the scrap bags. Okay, so, but she sort of colour-coded them. So 25% off. So this is number 2. It's all greens. Again, they're all sort of from our kit cutting that when we have, shows up quicker on YouTube. There's a tip for you, ladies. Comes up quicker on YouTube. There you go. Number 2. That's some of my favourite there. Fancy giving that away. That's okay. Number 2. Oh, who was first? Catherine Kearns was number first for number 2. Pinks, number 9. Number 9 for pinks. So if it's quicker on YouTube, I'll see who's on YouTube. Are you watching on YouTube but commenting on Facebook? Number 9, Catherine Kearns again, just beat Tanya, sorry. All right, number 7 is a bit of a mix. And there's a bit of linen in there to match it as well. So that's number 7. And they're a bit smaller pieces. There's some bigger pieces in there, but some of them are smaller. I did a few projects in that collection. It was lovely. Breathe. Okay. Number 7. It's all right. I can see they all come in order for me. I can see them from both places at once. Hence why I use this one. 7 all came in together. Tanya Marsh, you just went on that one. All right, this one is number 6, and it's mostly Chic Escape. So that was the large-scale prints, number 6. But there's quite a big lot in that bundle from the whole collection there, and there's some larger pieces in there. So Chic Escape, number 6. Susan Cahill was number 6 first. Right. Number 1, blues. Very pretty blues. That's an old one. That's very out of print, that one. Very pretty. Number 1, that one was. There are just some inch pieces in there, so that'd be all right for half-inch hexies. Sandy Proctor is number 1. It is Fiona, but you're just getting pipped at the pace. So Sandy Proctor is number 1. Number 4. You were quick last week, Fiona. She should be in Hobart. Obviously, it was quicker when you were down the road. Number 4. So that's all blues and teals in there. Number 4. Oh, Bentley's snoring down there on the floor. Okay. Lorraine Smith, number 4. Got in first. Number 8. Oh, there's a bit of that in that one. That's the Me and My Friends. So there's a decent piece of that in there. And some linen to put it with. And, yeah, and some pretties. That's number 8. Lorraine Smith got number 8. Number 15 is, again, all pinks. Pinks and reds that all work together from various ranges in there. Number 15. Uh, 15 was Susan Cahill. Number 5. Oh, what is this collection? I don't know, but it's one of my favourites, and there's lots in there. I did a few things in that blue colourway. So that's number 5. Big piece of the little Ditsy on the back. Okay, it's quite old, that one. It would have to be several years old. Fiona, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Fiona got number 5. There you go, Fiona. You got number 5. Okay, greens, number 3. So again, it's from several collections. There's a bit of Chic Escape in there, and some earlier ones. Number 3. It was a good try, Sharon, but I didn't grab number 6. 3, Susan Cahill. Cahill, yeah. I've got mixed up now in my. Let me take out the leftovers. All right, number 14. This is a pretty big pack, so they're bigger pieces. Oh, all reds and pinks again, but largest pieces. That's number 14. Fiona, I think that says 14. Fiona Bill is number 14. All right, number 11, again, pinks. A few different collections in there, some older ones and some bigger pieces on the back. That's number 11. Catherine Kearns got number 11. They all came through together, but you were first. 13 is all the lilacs and mauves. They are smaller pieces. They're like lots of 1-inch strips in there, and then a few larger pieces on the back. But some of them are strips. But there's lots of things you can do with strips. So that's number 13. You should fit a 1/2-inch hexie on those, or you can do a strip piece thing. 13. Who was first? Sandy Proctor is first with 13. Number 10, back to greens, but they're like the minty duck egg blue greens. Oh, and a bit more of that really old one on there. That's number 10. Fiona, you got number 10. Did you switch to 4G or something to get quicker internet maybe? Don't know. Hi, Catherine. Just about finished. And last one. What number haven't we done? You can guess. Number 12. Some more greens. Quite a few of the basics backgrounds in there. That's some of Creating Memories. So that's current. That was the C one. What was that one called? The C one. That's an old popular one. So number 12. Catherine Kearns just pipped Debbie for number 12. And that's it. Sorry, that cleaned us out of quite a few Tilda scraps. But that's all she got packed this week anyway. We'll see if there might be some more. I know there'd be hundreds downstairs. Switch to iPad. So your iPad was quicker, Fiona. That's interesting, isn't it? So, yes, it's all down to your internet connection, I think, as to how quickly and how delayed it is, which I can't help from this end. So that's interesting, though. Fiona switched to iPad and hers came through quicker. Okay, Jo will have written those all down. She'll send them out and bundle them with last week's if you had some left over from last week, and get those shipped out to you. I think that's all I've got to show and tell you this week, so a little bit shorter than normal, but we had no IT glitches at least, did we? Sorry, Sharon. We do have those scrap bags in the shop all the time at normal price, so you can always ask us, what's in the scrap box at normal price anytime, and then you're not fighting each other for them. Like you can email and say, can you look through your scrap box for any Tilda packs or low volume packs or whatever and see what's in there. And then we're not fighting internet speeds. So I think that's all. Any other questions? Anything I've missed? No, I think that is it. Let me put some links in though. I promised. So I've got the wild seed. Received the Christmas charm pack and pattern. Oh, another thing, the Tilda Merry Little Christmas, it's sold out worldwide pretty much by a lot of people. We still have some. So if you've been searching for that, there is a reprint coming closer to Christmas. Some stores might be getting the reprint. But I don't think those links are going in, are they? But we actually still have some of all, I think. We cut kits for what we'd made, and then aren't those links going in? And we still have a little bit left. So if anyone's still searching for them, we have, I think, run out of because we did get the cream chambray to go with a lot of the projects. I'm not sure if you've got any of that left. Everyone's looking for it. Joe, we got any of that left? I know we've got some more on back order, but these links are not going in. Why aren't they going in? On the countdown already. I don't know why the links aren't going in. No, the link's no longer in there for the cruise, but as I said, it would be in there last week's. No Winter Friend prints in the Merry Little Christmas. Is that the main conversational print? Maybe that's all gone. Yes, you're coming next week with Linda. Yes, we've got 2 bus groups next week, and we've got our local Craft Alive Island Quilts exhibition down here next weekend. So it'll be a quilty sort of, I don't know why these links aren't going in, but anyway, it's all right. They're all on the website. It was just all the fabrics and that new Sewline marker. So a little bit of chambray putty left. Okay, I know people have been searching for that. It's used in the backgrounds of a lot of the free patterns. So other than that, thank you. Yeah, I don't know why the links aren't going. Yeah, I did speak too soon. I've just clicked them lots of times and they're not going in, so I'll have to deal with that afterwards, but that's okay. I'm sure there's nothing else I needed to do. It works every other week. Yeah, all the little character ones have sold out. Okay. Okay, I need to draw the jar and see if you're still with me. Tanya Marsh, are you still here? Now, I know it takes a little while to come through, so wouldn't let me do a countdown until it was under 3 digits when we cruised. So you mean it had to be under 100 days before you could do the countdown? That's fair enough. I guess 100 days enough. Tanya Marsh, are you still here? Yes, she's still here. Okay, congratulations. Reach out to Joe if there's anything else. I think you got a scrap bag, actually, didn't you? I think you might have got at least one of them. Maybe not. Anyway, reach out to Joe if there's anything else you want. Otherwise, she'll send through an invoice. Marilyn Edwards, can I have a meter of the chambray, please, Joe? Okay. Joe's probably seen that, Marilyn. We'll sort that out for you. There's not much left, so yes, get in quick, because I think people are searching all over the world for that one, and just trying to substitute with other things. All right, so that's it from me tonight. Gin's all gone. Stitching's awaiting, and I surely have to get one more level off my game. But it's all right. I'm here alone, and go Cats. Big day on Saturday. Go Cats. Sorry to the Collingwood supporters for last weekend. Started at 350 days. Yeah. Yeah, and I will see you. I'm pretty sure I'm here next week. One other thing, if you're local, the Stitching and Beyond exhibition was open tonight. I was actually meant to be there at their opening, but I forewent that so I could be here with you at 7 o'clock. So that exhibition now is open to the public tomorrow for the next 2 or 3 weeks, I think. So if you're local or if you're going to be down here, and in fact, Debbie, the the trip next week, the bus trip. I wonder if they know that's on, because that would be good to add into your day at Salamanca to see that. It's a good one. Catherine, I'm not. Oh, big game sad as a Maggie. Yes, yes. Go Lions. Joe, you're not allowed to say that. We need Shed Guy to come back happy, remember, Joe. Just keep that in mind. Yes. All right. I'll see you all next week. Have a great stitchy week. Stay warm and dry, and get some stitches in. Night, everyone.